All right, Stephen. HPE Discover is happening this week, and HPE, Hewlett Packard Enterprise, has announced their entry into the AI cloud market, including HPE GreenLake for large language models. This new offering allows enterprises to access on-demand multi-tenant supercomputing resources for privately training, tuning, and deploying large-scale AI models like the ones that power everybody's favorite search engine, ChatGPT. Given the current state of the AI market and HPE's success with GreenLake, it's not really a surprise when you think about it, and I'm sure the investors are going to love it. But Stephen, what do you think about this product?
Well, it's interesting. So first off, we are not at Discover this week. I wish we had been able to attend, but watching from afar, it seems like this is the major announcement from Antonio Neri and company at Discover. And it's an interesting one. I was actually just talking to a financial analyst last week at Accelerate, and he and I were sort of thinking about what is the real market for AI training hardware. And I think it's important right off the bat to distinguish between what's called training and inferencing. Training is when you build the model. In other words, when you collect all this data, you churn through it. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of processing power. And when I say a lot, I mean an unimaginably, hugely mind-boggling a lot of processing power. Inferencing is when you actually run the thing. In other words, when you ask your voice assistant to do a thing, or when you ask ChatGPT to parse through a website and give you the bullet points, that is requires hardware, sure, but a lot less hardware. It requires data, but a lot less data. So what we're talking about here is a training system that would run in GreenLake. It's based on HPE's HPC leadership, which I have to say, HPE doesn't get enough credit for their place in HPC, but remember, they've got Cray, and they build a lot of these supercomputers. They're everywhere in the HPC market, and they've done really, really well there. They know what they're doing. It also leverages a partner, a German company called Aleph Alpha, that has developed their own LLM that they will be deploying within this as well. And essentially, this is in line with what I was talking to this financial analyst about last week, which is I'm not sure that there is a huge market for AI training muscle, compute power, storage, GPUs, that sort of thing, in enterprise. I think there certainly is an appetite, and there's going to be an appetite for AI inferencing. But inferencing can happen. Inferencing can happen on a Xeon, or on an EPYC, or on a fairly low-end GPU. And frankly, that's what's going to happen in the enterprise. I think the training, well, it makes more sense to have that run in the cloud. And that's what HPE is doing here. They're bringing together the equipment, the know-how, the HPC work that they've done in the past. Third-party products, I'm sure, are very, very involved in this. And they're going to basically build out a large-scale training platform that can be used on demand by enterprises if they really want to train and build their own AI model. I think that's great. I think it's a smart move from HPE. It reflects the state of the market. And I think that, frankly, the fact that they're doing this validates my contention that there's not really a big market for training hardware in the enterprise. That being said, I think that it's important to recognize as well that there might not even be a big market for training in the enterprise. Because even with this announcement, we've got a pre-trained LLM that goes with it that customers can use. In other words, they don't need to use this thing at all because they've got the product available that they can then deploy in their their applications. And frankly, I think that that's the direction that the industry is headed. The ML AI industry generally in enterprise, and I don't think that that's necessarily good news for the people who are predicting $150 billion of sales of a high-end ML training hardware. I'm just not sure that that market is there.